Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. I'm thrilled that we have Brian here with us, and he's calling from Oklahoma, and he's into fitness. And Brian, also father of four, and
Yeah.
been self-employed for a very long time. So, Brian, please introduce yourself and your business to our audience.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm Coach Brian Parana, and I've been in the health industry, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, all that for the last 20 years. I think I started teaching my first group exercise class in 2002, and it's just evolved into what I do now, which is doing a lot of remote health, nutrition, performance coaching, and making sure that people are at the top of their health, their body, their productivity to be able to manage all the things that they've got going on in their everyday because it's very busy out there.
Totally, totally, yes. And so, what inspired you to actually get into this line of business?
Oh, this one word, if I were to put on it, is vanity. Vanity. I wanted to look good, right? And if my career is built around being a model, a leader in this position of life of good nutrition, good health, and leading my clients that way, then I'm forced to do it to always look good. I'm 42 years young now, and my goal is to look and feel the way I do now when I'm 50, which is it can happen. It definitely can. So.
Yeah, totally. And so what are some of the things that people work when they're working with you, they experience?
I get a lot of people that have been very successful in their business, building a business. They're entrepreneurs. They are, management or above, juggling all the peopling and such that goes on, and they're really good at that. They've developed such a fine craft skill set ability to leverage business to acquire a lifestyle and all the things that come with business ownership, but they've sacrificed their body to do so. Right, they long hours, over caffeinating, skipping meals, just pushing through fatigue to get the next thing checked off the box that they needed to do. And my job is to come in and really help to I like this concept of borrowing. So they're really successful in this area. They're not so much over here. How do we take and borrow some of these key characteristics that make them so productive in their career into their body, and they're not carrying 20 plus pounds. They're not getting ready to go to the doctor and they're going to say that they're getting ready for type 2 diabetes or something. Like those are the really important pieces in this process to help people thrive, right? You don't want to work your whole life to have a stockpile of cash to retire on, and then you're spending it on healthcare because you have a disease or your health declines faster than you thought it was going to.
Yeah, totally. And how do you deliver this for your clients? Do you do it online, offline, or
Yeah,
somewhere?
it's online. It's I talk, I communicate, I engage with my clients, and that's something that's obviously really important is the connection piece of this of getting to know and understand who the person is that I'm working with, their strengths, their weaknesses, what they're really good at, and whatnot. And then we start building. I think everyone can resonate on this podcast is building systems, right? You have systems in all sorts of different areas of your life, but again, the health component, the food nutrition component, the managing your schedule better. These are where we start to create some systems and approaches around this area of their life to be as equally successful. So they are ideally the total package per se when we're done with them.
Yes. And what excites you about your business?
What excites me are the stories, the transformations of what people come to the table. John, he's 62. He owns a marine, he puts in marine software to big boats, sonars, and all this different stuff. But he came to me 60 pounds overweight and it's big belly, really couldn't move, walk that well, and was fearing what the cardiologist was going to say. we've radically transformed his life. He's down 60 pounds. He weighs about 175 to 180 pounds from 240. And this guy works out twice a day, and that's just what he chooses to do. He really loves it now. In which, in the last 2 decades, he wasn't working out at all. He's interested in how much he can move weight. He's interested in how fit he is. We're doing exciting events. We're gonna have him bicycle a 50-mile ride this summer. We're going to get him out doing some 5Ks and such. And then also he has two grandchildren. And that's really important too for him, is to be there and be that, his legacy is that of a healthy, happy grandfather that everyone will remember for years to come. And it's stories like that that really keep me going in this, because transformation can happen. We just need the right path, the right pathway to get there, the right vehicle, so to speak, to do it. We don't need weird fad diets or things like that to do that.
And what's one tip that you can share with our audience, obviously, when it comes to, you know, working out, being overweight, all these different things that people are sort of like stuck in when they're focused on
Yeah,
building their business and managing
right.
their families, and like sort of juggling all these different things, and not being able to stay consistent with
Right.
training, consistent with their weight and stuff.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Tony, was consistency. That's the key number one word that I always put out there for my clients. We're only dealing with three simple things. Number one is movement. Number two is your what you eat and your nutrition, and then how much you eat. So one, two, three. Movement, we need to schedule time in the day. You literally just like anything else, you book all these meetings, you book all these appointments, and you do that. We need to make sure that you're setting aside the time to actively exercise, right? Whether in it just depends on where you're at. If you're already in the gym, great. We're going to keep going to gym 3, maybe 4 days a week. If you're not in the gym and maybe you just have no interest in it, then we're going to start walking. Or maybe you go golfing and we're going to get you to walk the majority of the course rather than just sit in a cart and drive around some more, right? And that allows. I remember Michael. He was owner of a defense contract company, and he lived on this island up in Maine, and it had a small, just easy golf course there. He would walk 9 holes and it would get him 10,000 steps. He said, Brian, this is amazing. I'm going to golf every day. And so we really took this passion of enjoyment thing and then got him to be more active. And guess what? He was able to drop 30 pounds and feel so much better, and not only lead his company and business, but also show up with the energy. And people respect you when you look and feel that part way more. So that's the movement piece. Got to schedule it. Number two is the food choices. Of course, we want those. Everyone says that the whole foods, protein, vegetables, starches, healthy fats, fruit. But we need to make sure that we're having some sort of preparation and planning. We can't just wing it. And even if you have places where you go eat out, maybe the office buys food for the company or whatever, or people bring food in, or you go into client meals, you need to have a plan, right? You're so planned out in your business, but you didn't even think about what lunch was going to be today. And you have to eat by default of being a human. You generally have to eat at least 3 times a day. And by doing that, it allows you to feel a lot better, a lot healthier, a lot more energy throughout the day, and stay productive and focused, especially when that 3 p.m. slump comes, because it will if you haven't really fed yourself with quality food or just food at all. And then there's portion control. I can't tell you how, at the bare basic of all this, is just putting an appropriate amount of food in your mouth to fuel the energy demands of the body. You don't need to eat 500 extra calories just because today was a hard day, right? There's other ways to cope and manage that stress or the time or whatnot, and still keep your body in a healthy state so that you can feel strong and energetic and productive the next day. You're not going to feel those things if you've eaten 500 plus more calories than you should have today. You're gonna might feel bloated, might feel fatigued. You're certainly gonna gain weight, which is gonna draw your energy down. Your whole system is going to draw that energy and lack of as the weight goes up. So those would be, say, three. So you said one, but in general, taking care of your health, those are the three most important things to make it as simple as possible.
Totally. I mean, they sound really simple, but then also what happens is that as being entrepreneurs, on a daily basis, we have so many different things happening to us. And then, after a few days, it's easy to forget that. So, do you have anything that you can share with our audience? Maybe something they can download or anything else like that can actually guide them through this on a daily
Yes,
basis?
definitely, definitely. I have an email sequence that's 30 tips in 30 days. Real, easy, actionable tips that you can just literally you read and you can go take and apply right there that day. And if you just do even 50% of the 30 that are there, they're really simple. They're not you've heard them before, but you're not doing them. And that's the thing is this is the basics. When we go to the basics of just taking care of yourself, it all happens anyways. We got to drink our water, we got to move, we got to eat healthy foods. And how do we do these things? Well, the 30 tips in 30 days could really help with that. So I've created that just for people to jump on and get those easy wins, because as soon as you start winning and you can do one and then you can do another, guess what? Momentum starts and you get even more excited. And let's be honest, Tony, we can't rely on momentum to a willpower and motivation be the first things to get us going, right? Everyone wakes up not that excited to start their day per se, not every single day, but they're going to do it anyways because they have tasks and things to accomplish. But if we can start to do this simple thing here, do this simple thing there, then you start feeling better and we build that momentum and that motivation to take better care of yourself. And that's what the whole 30-day sequence was designed for.
Totally. And anyone watching or listening to this episode, please check out the description below because we'll include the link as well to this 30 days task. So, yeah, that's fantastic. And then if there is any question maybe that I didn't ask you that you would like to share with our audience, Brian, please let us know if there is anything else.
Yeah. Well, the one thing to think about is the people that you surround yourself with, right? Your network is your net worth, right? We've heard that so many times. Well, let's shift that into the persona of health, fitness, nutrition. The people you surround yourself with are going to influence you and who you are and how you go about all this stuff with your health, your nutrition, your fitness, and the way you look and feel and think about these things. If you surround yourself with healthy, active people that take care of themselves, it's way easier to do that. Okay. And so look around and see who you're spending your time with. And if there are, say, workout buddies or gals that you can get in proximity to, start moving closer to them. It's not that your other friends don't have key places in your world, but to have the daily influence of that person in because they're moving and they're going to do it, then that's going to help motivate, encourage you. A simple example: I work out with my buddy Chris. He comes to we have a backyard gym. It's fully outfitted. It's got all the equipment and stuff that you could ever need in my barn, and we just hit it. We put the music on and we just act like teenagers again. It's just he's a business owner, he's four kids, and so where we talk life and we just get after it and we hoot and holler. But when he comes over, it's another energy, another level of effort that I can give to my own self because he's just there in the room. Whereas if I were to work out by myself, it's not going to be nearly as robust, and also it's somewhat easy to just, well, I have this thing I need to do in the business, I have that thing as well, and this here's a deadline coming, I need to prepare for that. And if you're constantly deferring to those activities, you're never going to get healthier, because those are, in the world of health, nutrition, fitness, and taking care of yourself, those work related things are distractions to what's important to your health, right? Just as if you're working on things and the constant barrage of emails or phone calls are coming in, you need to shut those off so you can accomplish the task at hand and get that done. So, with the exercise and activity and stuff, start surrounding yourself with people that are more in that type of mindset, mind frame, and it gets infinitely easier to win at your health.
Wonderful. Brian, thank you so much for sharing those
Yep.
tips. Thank you all for
Thank
watching and listening. Thank you for being a guest today, Brian,
you.
as
Yep.
well. And anyone watching us, if you like this episode, drop us a like, subscribe, and also comment or share it with your friends and family. And see you all
Yes, please.
in the next episode. All the best and bye bye.